ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host, NJC. Right over here, it's the ever elegant princess. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Ever elegant, yes. She's coming at you fresh faced, wearing her chillax and Cinevirus shirt.
There
She's
you go.
tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a leg day today.
Mm.
Could have been better. Could have been better. It was a band day today though, so how really good can they be when you're just sitting there playing with a giant elastic band? How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. The back at work today, so working away, just making the money, and just existing. Working
Well, that's
on
good.
working on projects for our shows, trying to figure out some copyright free music to make a proper video for Dream Review Mari Gold, and getting some moves for move
We're
videos and
getting on
stuff.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. You approved the music, so that's the first step.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
One small step for man, one giant leap for Melball.
that's right. But we're not here to talk about that stuff. We're here to talk about some New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Juniors, nights 7 and 8 from May 21st and 22nd. Before we get to that, I want to thank everybody that's tuning in or listening to us. We really do appreciate you joining us. If you are listening in audio form on Sunday night's main event, thank you so very much. And if you want to, go over to SundayNightsMainEvent.com, hit that RSS feed to get us in your podcast catcher of choice. Please like the podcast, give us a 5-star review. We'd really appreciate that. And also, don't forget, you can support them on Patreon at patreon.com/SNME radio for only $4 American per month. Whether you're watching us on Andre and Melville Wrestling Talk or on Backbreaker Video, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Please share us out to all your friends, family, and all the fun little people who like to run through places that they really shouldn't. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ingo?
Hello.
Who's running through where with what?
I'm just making stuff up at this point.
Oh
oh,
dear. Oh dear.
oh dear.
Here I thought you were making reference to the video that I posted the other day, the memory of me running into a dark parkade.
Oh, that's such a good video, but that you technically can run into that where you should not like you shouldn't be running into there, but
I'm afraid of the dark. It was the stupidest thing I could have done.
oh, very much so. Very much so. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk some best of the Super Juniors, December 7 and 8 from March 21st and 22nd. We're kicking it off with my pick. Oh, I don't even have my notes up. There we are. We're kicking it off with my pick. It is TJP versus Kosei Fujita. You're going to see a theme with me and Melball on our picks on this show. Yeah, we both have a theme to our picks.
Yeah.
Robbie Eagles at ringside with Kosei Fujita on this show. Good back and forth early on. TJP gets a bow and arrow, but Fujita like transitions into an armbar, but TJP works into a single leg crab. But Fujita gets roped. Just the dynamics of those guys working through the submissions was so good.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a lot of good technical stuff in this. I found TJP got to work more of his mat wrestling style in this match, which we don't always get to see from TJP because he's a special person to really be able to go toe to toe with TJP in a technical department, and that Kosei Fujita is really learning his game, man. Spots where they're train submissions. Fujita gets a monkey flip, and then TJP gets a monkey flip. Fujita gets a hoverboard lock or the Kimura, whatever you want to call it. But TJP slips out and gets the Boston Crab and turns it into an inverted dingle. And like The dingle dangle we usually do is usually a Billy Goat's Curse lift, but he does the Boston Crab lift, and he starts dingle dangling, but then he tries to go transition into the Pinoy stretch, but Fujita does get to the ropes. Fujita hitting this beautiful kick out of nowhere, hits this hard shot on the apron, then hits a springboard drop kick for 2, follows it up with this harsh looking PK for 2. TJP gets out of a sleeper hold from Fujita. They trade super kicks. TJP gets the Taz capture suplex, which I was like, oh, I haven't seen that in a while. Fujita catches TJP going for his knee and pops him up into going for the running knee, and he pops him up into a German for 2. Fujita tries to go for the STF, but TJP gets out. Fujita gets the victory roll for 2, but TJP reverses that victory roll into the Pinoy stretch, and Fujita is forced to tap out. I thought just the back and forth of these guys in this match was absolutely incredible.
100%, 100%. Yeah, I felt like TJP was putting Fujita through school on this one. It was like it was like Fujita saying, "Look what I learned," and TJP saying, "Did you know?" It was such a technically great match. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I also called it the Kimura Lock. I'm glad that's what it's called. Fujita catching TJP in that, and then him walking through into the Boston Crab and Dingle Dangle was just so cool. I popped so much. I was very excited to see that. It's one of my favorite things that people could do. I don't know why more people don't do it. Anyway, yeah, I felt this was a great show off for Fujita, but I also felt this was a great redemption for TJP, the beginning of the redemption. Hope this carries through for him, because it's really cool to see him kind of reinvigorated again after this match.
Yeah, again, it's nice to see TJP getting, like, he took 4 straight losses, and now he's really coming into this and fighting back with these wins. Again, he cannot lose. If he even wants to be in contention at the end, he cannot lose.
And we're seeing that kind of almost stoic kind of TJP, much like Yoshinobu Kanemaru kind of doesn't lose his cool. That's kind of like what we're starting to really see with TJP. He's very focused, very driven. I'm very excited to see the rest of his tournament for sure.
Oh, 100%. I am really excited for that, because I think whatever comes of this, like, I think TJP has, losing in the first part is really come out and showing how good he truly is. Dude, this guy could sneak into the semifinals. It's very possible, depending on how it all lays out in the end.
Hey, I mean, if I got to take the loss that Robbie Eagles doesn't make it in place of TJP, I'll take it.
Oh, 100%. If Drilla can't win, I want TJP to win this tournament, because, like, Fujita's out. I know that. I'm resigned to that fact. But, like, TJP can sneak in and take this tournament, especially now that his partner has gone down for a while, at least a couple months. Like, and that sounds great to me, man. Like, yeah.
Yes, they always have that Cinderella story I've always mentioned, so this could be that. This could be it.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
But we're going to move on to Ibushi versus Clark Connors, and this is the return of the angry, I don't give a shit, I'm going to beat the hell out of everybody, Clark Connors.
Yep. Yeah. No more face Connors that we were seeing in the first couple nights. Nay. This is 100 proof.
Yeah.
Clark Connors.
Yeah, he's back to his old ways, which it's not a bad thing. The end of this match, Connors gores Bushi when he's running, but he only gets 2. Bushi reverses no chaser into a backslide, but Connors ends up rolling through and out of the pin, hits a beautiful Jeep flip, follows it up no chaser, and he gets the win. Post match, he tries to tear at the mask, but the Young Lions stop him. Connors gets in the face of this fan in the crowd that has a mask, and he's like getting mad at him for having a mask. He takes his LA Dojo shirt and spits on it and like throws on the ground and stomps on it. It was great.
Yeah. I'm very much happy to see this version of Clark Connors really taking center stage again. Because the facey stuff was weird. It was uncharacteristic of what we've come to expect of him. And then I like this. It's like a switch has been flipped for him. He's now a little bit more determined, and that excites me. Yeah, 4 Bushis I saw.
Yeah, 4. Wow, that's a lot of Bushis.
That is a lot of Bushis. I don't have anything to add to this. I didn't take a whole lot of notes. I just kind of sadly watched Bushi get obliterated.
Yeah, he had some really good offense in this one, but like Connors just was just such a beast in this, man.
Yeah, like his topes are always a treat to see. He always usually gets this tope. The Busharoni is hit or miss.
Yeah. So we move on to what was one of Mel's 2 choices on this show, but she chose to go with another. It's Hayata versus Blake Christian. This match was absolutely straight fire. I thought these two, I think they gelled super well together in this one.
100%. 100%. The chemistry from like both of them for each other was like just, it was perfect from the moment they came out and got into the ring together. Absolutely perfect. Loved it.
Yeah. The end of this match comes up. Blake gets a haluva kick in the corner. He does that. He puts the arm on the rope with Hayata standing and comes off the top, stomping on the arm because he's been working the arm the entire match, and then hits a ripcord Spanish fly for a 2. That looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
So Blake goes up, goes for the 450, but he lands hurting his knee, which Hayata has been working on the entire match. This is where they end up trading a bunch of pinfalls, and Hayata just tucks him in on a pin. 1, 2, 3, and Hayata steals the victory here.
Yes. Yeah, this one, this was a great match. I'm really enjoying, like, both of these guys are new to me via this tournament. I've always kind of known, like, Christian, like, from his first kind of bout with the strong brand. But, like, this version, this is a great version. The all heat stuff where he's just beaking at the crowd. He comes out, he's like, "Oh, we're clapping for me. We're clapping for me. Fuck you." And he's flipping people off. And it's so good. It's so good, the heel work he does. There's this like roll through that he did when he was working the arm off Hayata, where he like Hayata was grabbing the rope and Blake rolled through and then like back rolled into a kick onto the arm and then followed it up with right here some kind of backbreaker where he kind of jimmied his knee a little bit more. He had the arm hooked behind the back. I don't know what kind of hold that is. You're usually really good with those. There was also that point at where's the when you pull both of the arms back, what's that hold called?
I'm not exactly sure. I just always call it a double arm stretch, but
Well, when he did that with the post
oh
on
yeah,
Hayata, that looked really, really nasty. He was just really healing it up this whole like, and it was 2 heels. It was a heel versus heel match, but it was so good because their chemistry and the charisma that both of them had, they were able to maintain their heel status while still popping the crowd and giving them an amazing match. Yeah, I really liked this match. And like Andre said, this was my second choice for match of the night.
Yeah, this was the other one I was considering. If it wasn't TJP and Fujita, that you and me both were like, I think we both had that thought of this match. It was just, yeah, he did that back roll into, or that roll into the double kick, right? That we're talking about.
Yeah,
And then he hits that back,
arm, yeah.
and then he does the backbreaker to the bad knee. I was just like, and then he does a Fosbury flop, hurting his knee even more. I'm just like, Jesus, man.
I mean, no risk, no glory, right?
It's true. It's true. We move on. Fourth fourth of 5 matches on this show. It is
Mhm.
Titan versus Kevin Knight. I wrote down this is the flippity dippity match of the night.
It really was.
Oh, these two are flying everywhere, all over, just
Mhm,
dodging each other throughout too, which was really cool because you
mhm,
don't see a lot of guys dodging Teton, but Knight doing it was so good, and him like coming through and flying around Teton was very impressive, man. Um,
mhm.
yeah, Teton gets a great backdrop off the pendulum spike DDT attempt when he goes up, and then Teton just like and just shoves him backwards, not letting him hit the
Ye
DDT. I loved it. Knight hops over Teton at one point, hits a beautiful Pele kick, puts him up top, and hits a top rope Rana for 2. But then Teton comes back, tornado DDT, hits a super kick. He goes up, hits that top rope double stomp for 2. He applies the immortal, and gets this, and then modifies into the straight jacket choke. And Knight is forced to tap out. Knight was getting very close to the ropes before he got the straight jacket in.
he was, yeah, he was because he's so long-limbed, that Kevin Knight, that it takes less distance than a Bushi, for example. Um, actually, which missed in that tornado DDT thing was he went from the tornado DDT into that belly suplex.
Mm-hmm.
Where he kind of like lifted him up and then
Yep.
dropped him, and then the thrust kick. It was
Yeah.
a very
Sorry.
impressive combo. No, it's fine. It's just it adds to the impressiveness
Mm.
of what it is that Teton is able to do, and he certainly gave up a massive size advantage in this match to Kevin Knight. Like Kevin Knight is so tall and Teton's so little. It's
Mm.
it was so good though. I really also like the sportsmanship end where Kevin Knight and Teton shook hands, congratulated each other. 'Cause they had a great match. I
Oh
really
yeah.
like that angle. Not a lot of people do the kind of sportsmanship like Kevin Knight did in that situation. Very good. Very cool.
Yeah, like almost essentially following the code of honor in a sense, or it's code of honor. You respect
Yeah.
and Teton very much is that because in you see it in Mexican wrestling in lucha libre they do give the respect angles
Mhm.
before and after bouts. So
Unless you're Ultimo Guerrero,
yeah,
then you hit people with your little leather loincloth thing. I don't know what else to call it. That's what it is. It looks like a leather loincloth. Certainly
I
not a
lo-
skirt.
I love pro wrestling.
I do too.
We move on to the main
Um,
event and Mel's pick of the evening. It's Yoshinobu
yeah.
Kanemaru versus El Desperado. This is a match of Kanemaru working the arm and Despy working the knee.
Mhm,
Kanemaru cheating throughout, removing the corner pad. Then he takes Despy to the floor, runs him shoulder first into the post, and then snaps the arm down onto the floor. Back in the
mhm,
ring, he tosses Desperado through the turnbuckles into the post from inside. Um, or sorry, he ran him like into the exposed buckle, attacking the arm and shoulder. I think that's what it was there.
yeah.
Desi ends up fighting back, gets a drop kick to the knee, gets the dragon screw out of the corner. It looked so good. I gets a this modified death lock on the knees where you're not a figure four, but you tie it up in a different way. Cody Rhodes used to do it. It had a different name, another word added onto it that I just don't want to say anymore. But he gets a death lock onto the legs, and then and gets a modified calf slicer, which looked really cool. I don't know if it was a calf slicer exactly, but it was like a modified version. It looked really cool.
Mhm, mhm. Was that when they were like he was trying to get out of it and smack him, and he was just smacking him back?
Yeah, they were doing that, and then he flipped him over and pulled like almost a calf slicer out of it. And this is where Kanemaru
Yeah,
started going for the ropes. Yeah.
yeah.
Um Kanemaru gets a standing Kimura and he pulls him down on the mat. But Desperado does get to the ropes. Later in the match, Kanemaru gets the deep impact DDT off of the second rope. But he only gets a 2
Mhm,
count out of that. Kanemaru grabs the ref as Desperado gets a hold of him. And then he ends up sending Desperado into the ref. Then he sends Desperado into the exposed corner. He takes a shot of the Santori surprise, but Desperado stops it, punches him, he sprays it up into the air with a just hard elbow, and but Kane ends up fighting back and gets a jackknife pin for 2. Desperado comes back, double underhook spinebuster, and follows it up with Pinche Loco, and Desperado defeats his mentor Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
And like not only mentor, but like friends,
Mm-hmm.
comrades in Suzuki-gun, former IWGP Junior Tag Team champions. Who knows each other better than these two men? This match was so like Yoshinobu Kanemaru, as we mentioned, or like I'd mentioned, the stoicness, the focus that he has when he is in ring, it's not broken. We saw it break several times throughout this match with Desperado. But to start, he looked fresh to death. Kanemaru, new. Like I don't know if the gear was new, but it looked great. The boots were, I think, new. They looked really, really nice, really fresh. The leather jacket is really cool. He had a nice new haircut. He looked like this picture kind of makes him look a little greasy. He looked like he had just like it sounds weird, just had a facial or something. Like he looked clean, he looked healthy, he looked happy, he looked ready to go. He's been bulking too. His arms are looking great. Like everything about him looked like a perfect professional wrestler. Even that shirt. I like his new shirt. Like the skeleton with the mohawk do that he does and the bottle of whiskey, it looks super, super badass. Um, Desperado hesitant to get into the ring. Obviously, I mean, I'm trusting of the person behind him. I was honestly surprised that Kanemaru actually let him get in the ring. I would have thought the second Desperado turned his back that he was gonna like eat him off the apron or something, but he didn't. Surprised. Um, Did you see the bruise on Desperado's arm, his right arm? Not even the arm that Kanemaru was working. It was on his inner bicep there, and it was like the size of a softball. Like it was almost his entire bicep. I
Jeez.
just got from someone I'm sure you can relate. Someone who's had a bruise in a high mobility muscle, that issue is going to hurt with any kind of subtle movement. So knowing that he was going through so much even more pain on both arms, because Yoshinobu was working the left one, this was on the right. Poor guy. Um, Mentioned the shirt already. Desperado, yeah, Desperado. Going after the or sorry, Kanemaru targeting the arm, definitely a change of pace. We've been seeing him really targeting the legs, setting up for that figure 4 finish. And it was not really a thought for him in this one. The arm was really more the story in this, which I thought was really good because it kept both of them from like rolling around on the mat a lot. Not that that wouldn't have been interesting to see. Both of them have a very interesting technical background. It's just with the technical awesomeness that we had with TJP and Kosei Fujita earlier, it might have been a little off balanced to have two banger straight up technical matches. So I like that how they did that subtle change and it ended up taking the match in a completely different direction. That deathlock that you mentioned, I really liked. Again, it frees up the arms to be able to like smacky with each other, which I appreciated. Um, I really liked Kanemaru's comeback. And that was actually the moment where I actually thought Kanemaru was going to take it, especially when he hit that moonsault. Because he doesn't always hit that moonsault. And usually when he does, it is a finisher for him. So it was really cool to kind of see him get that fire up again. But I really also enjoy Desperado's sign-offs. They're just very simple. Like I didn't have the translation because neither Walker Stewart or was it Robbie?
No, this show was Walker on his own. It's the next show that they had
Okay.
Robbie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's where I got confused. Yeah, Walker doesn't know. He's not terribly fluent yet. sure he's on his way.
He is learning. He's talked
Yeah.
about that he is learning. He's doing the apps to learn. He's also
Mm,
working with the Japanese guys who are fluent in English. He's
perfect.
working with a lot of them to learn Japanese. So again, which is smart.
Absolutely. It's just when they're kind of doing a closing out of the show, they're not going to slow it down for the sake of,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be hard when you're first learning, and I get that. But yeah, short, sweet, to the point. Thanks for coming, I guess. Toodaloo. Great sign off.
Toodaloo, mother. You know
Toodaloo.
what? So that was the end of the May 21st show. We're going to go into the May 22nd show. Hiromu has the night off due to Akira having to pull out of the tournament with the knee injury. So this is the first show post knee injury for Akira, giving a
And he
speech.
was on Japanese commentary.
I was going to say that he gave a speech just saying, essentially saying sorry to the crowd that he couldn't be part of the show. And then he ended up joining the Japanese commentary. So at least he was out there for the night,
Mhm.
just support, right?
Yes.
So we kick
He
it
always
off.
does that. We saw that also when he had his bicep injury and he was getting ready for that potential comeback where he was coming down and wiping down the ring because this was in a time post-COVID. Or he was
Mm,
coming down and working with the cameras and being a cameraman, doing lots of commentary. Like, I love how dedicated he is and how passionate he is about what it is that he does.
Oh, 100%. And again, I think he's also smart in enjoying the commentary booth whenever he can,
Mhm,
because it could possibly give him a second life in professional wrestling, a la Milano Collection AT, who is the head commentator for the Japanese side. This maybe the more he does it, the more he gets used to it. Maybe once he's done with the ring, because again, he has had neck issues, and neck
mhm,
issues tend to flare up later. So he might have to step away at some point, and if he's been
mhm.
getting his reps in, he'll seamlessly move to commentary.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, I agree. He also looks hella funny. I've not heard the commentary, but I've seen some of the, like, images and video clips that have come out of it. He just looks utterly hilarious.
Mm.
I wish I understood it. We gotta learn it.
Yeah, I only know basic phrases right now. So we kick it off with Teton versus Kosei Fujita. The end of this match came with it. I thought nice little different flavor than the way Teton usually kind of has his Bret Hart 5 moves of doom. That how he finishes a match,
Mm,
right? It's what it is. I'm not giving the guy crap. He hits the lariat through the ropes. He goes to the top, but he ends up missing the stomp. And Fujita hits a German, follows it up with a deadlift German into the bridge for two. Goes for another German. Teton fights it off. He gets a victory roll, and this is how he transitions into Immortal. Gets the straight jacket modifier, and he gets the win.
and he had Fujita up in a good bend on that one. Fujita's
Mm-hmm.
very, very flexible. He was just his feet were kissing the back of his head, poor guy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this was a great technical match for Teton. He really kind of changed it up. He did have some like this high flying tendencies, but he did keep this pretty tame for what it is that we usually see with him, and I loved it. It shows the
Mm-hmm.
versatility, and I love Fujita. I love Fujita. I love how he's been treated. I love how he's being built. These losses are not impacting his credibility. They're helping it
Mm-hmm.
because he's going through the Super Juniors. Where are the other guys? Yeah, well, Narita was wreaking havoc in the US,
Yeah.
but
Well,
still.
and the fact is, he's hanging with these guys too. It's not like he's going
Mhm,
in there and just getting beat down for an entire match. He's being dominant, and these guys are squeaking out wins on him. Things that so
mhm,
even in his losses, he looks strong. He's gotten a good couple strong wins in this too. So like
mhm,
it's again, we'll see where it goes. But like I think
mhm.
even
I'll
coming in
tell
at the
you where
lower.
it goes. It goes to the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships because one of the people that he beat is one half of them champions, and his partner
Mhm.
My pick be
The
the
other half.
other tag team's partner, who's also your pick.
Yeah. So
What
again,
a fun little connection there.
I would love to see them go after the tag titles. I really would. Give Eagles an extended
Yeah.
get Eagles to come over to Japan for a little bit, like on an extended run and let them run with the tag titles for a while. I would love that.
Heck yeah. Make it
And and
happen.
really and really for the next Tamashi event, you could have them be tag champs and take those titles to Tamashi and defend them down there. I think that'd be cool.
Gato fix it.
Uh, we move on. Second match of the night. It is Mel's pick to win this tournament. Robbie Eagles taking on Dragon Dia. I thought Dragon Dia looked really good in this match. I think this is the best he's looked so far in this tournament. Like he never looks bad, but I thought Eagles made him look like he gave him a good bit. Dia got a
Mhm.
lot in. Dia in the end match, Dia gets out of the turbo backpick and hits a crucifix driver for two. Dia goes up to the second rope, but he is caught on the DDT, and Eagles gets a knee. It picks him up, knee breaker, hits a kick, hits that running kick to the head, the Hyperion kick. He hits a 450 off the top to the knee, like just to the knee. That was it. Just landed on the leg. Then
Mhm.
he applies the Ron Miller special, and he gets the win.
Yes, yes, the 450 is a favorite of Eagles to set up that leg for
Mm-hmm.
that special. I love it. Um, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add except for like Robbie, just as the smart wrestler he is, softening up the leg throughout the match to make sure it was ready for
Mm-hmm.
that special. Ron Miller, right?
Yep,
I always
Ron
forget the
Miller.
name of it. Ron
I
Miller.
don't even know
I was,
why it's a Ron Miller special.
I mean,
I
I'm sure you
really,
can find out. Google.
I'm literally doing
Um,
that right now.
um, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add to this except for there was a DDT that Dia did on Eagles that looked phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very high speed match. And Dia moves very, very quickly. Robbie Eagles moves just as quick, just a little quicker in this one. Very, very happy with this.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that these two, and again, it's I think it like this kid keeps looking better and better every match. Like I felt the worst he's looked might have been the Drill Maloney. While he did get a couple bits of offense in, Drilla basically just beat him from post to post. But like,
Yeah,
and even then he didn't look bad, but he looked not as strong. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, those beatdown matches, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make yourself look good when you're getting beat down?
It's true. So we move on. It's Bushi versus Yoshinobu
Woohoo!
Kanemaru. Kanemaru.
Three bushies.
Three Bushis. I
Mhm.
loved his
I thought
entrance
it was
mask.
four, but I don't think the one was.
Uh, I loved his entrance mask, the blue Venom mask. Oh,
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love the
Um.
uniqueness of each and every single one of his masks and
Mhm,
how you do see a couple of his like really, really big ones, like the Native American one
mhm,
headdress. We see that one a little bit, and there's that one Venom one that he has with the big tongue. It's all way, way out. We've seen that one a few times too, but like he always seems to have a new mask almost every time we see him, and it's like crazy. It's
mhm.
crazy. Those things are expensive.
Hello Kitty money. The end of
He's
this
getting
match. Oh,
money, that Hello Kitty money, money.
the end of this match comes. Bushi hits a rewind kick, but Kanemaru stops the MX, tosses him into the ref. He uses the whiskey bottle to the knee of Bushi. He didn't take a shot for once. Um, but he
Mm,
should have because Bushi came back and misted him in the face, goes to the second rope, hits the MX, and Bushi beats Yoshinobu Kanemaru just like it should be.
all is right in the world.
It really is.
It really was. Yeah. What do you add? I loved it. It was a great ending. Um, Kanemaru was as per usual working on that knee, but he was working on it in a different kind of style as opposed to like putting it in a ton of holds. He was more assaulting the knee. Lots of drop kicks, lots of strikes to it. Particularly while Bushi was moving. So he had to come off the ropes and feed him a drop kick or just take him off his feet. It was really, really smart wrestling. This is why Kanemaru is the heel master, but just not heely enough
Hmm.
for Ibushi. Yay!
Yeah. So we move on to the next match of the show, and it is Kushida versus Drilla Maloney. Now, these two have faced off, especially over this last year, in the tag team division, right? Most times. But great little information from, I think it was from, I don't know if it was Robbie Eagles or Walker said this. These two haven't faced in a singles match in a few years, and the last time they did was actually on a Before the Impact show in TNA or in Impact Wrestling
Oh.
back before it rebranded. Yeah, that's just the last time they actually faced off one-on-one. Kind of cool little. It's another commentary. You get some cool little information.
Mm-hmm.
But the end of this match comes. It's a hard kick to the arm by Kushida. He follows an arm drag and he gets a cartwheel drop kick. He pulls the hoverboard lock, but this is where Drilla has the state of mind to like stack him up into a pin. And Kushida's forced to break the hold. Kushida goes for his back handspring, but gets caught into a sick looking Drilla killer, and Drilla gets the win. Yes.
Yes. This was a great match. Yeah, we were I was hoping for a little bit more of a reinvigoration with Kushida, but I feel that this tournament has been a lot more solid for him than it was the year
Oh.
before. 100%. Yeah, with that Drilla Killer is just something he has been able to kind of pull it out of nowhere. We have seen matches where him trying to set it up has caused him problems and that it's almost been detrimental to his performance. However, it seems that he has learned from those mistakes. And now we see him kind of destroying everything in his path. He's definitely a war dog. I'm excited. Good job, Drilla.
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 So we move on to Hayata versus Kevin Knight. I thought this was really good. It can opens opposite styles, but I think just gelled well together. End of this match comes. Hayata hits a shotgun dropkick, but Knight stops the tornado DDT, placing Hayata up top and hits that hop up top rope Rana. Looked really good. Knight hits this kick to the head, goes for the pendulum spike DDT, but Hayata reverses, hits the Shiomi impact, and Hayata scores the win.
Hayata has become a favorite of mine. He's like this quiet little riot. He's like the Mirai. He doesn't like I don't know if you've seen his backstage comments either. Like he's pretty quiet. If he doesn't walk on through, he is a man of very few words. And yeah, the charisma that he has and his ability, the versatility that he has to be able to work any style with anybody and have amazing matches. It blows my mind. No wonder he's their national champion.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, insanely impressive these two working together, and Hayata just keeps impressing me every time. And I'm excited to go watch more of him after this tournament in that national heavyweight division that he's so clearly not one of them. But
I mean, he won the title.
Yeah. We move on to Ninja Mech versus Taiji Ishimori. We haven't really broke down any Taiji Ishimori matches this tournament much. But I love that he's now using the Rocky Maivia shoulder breaker. I love it every time I see it.
Oh, is that the thing where he brings them down on the knee?
Yeah, he's up on his shoulder, like up here, then he drops them down shoulder first to the knee. That's the old Rocky. That was The Rock's finisher when he first debuted in the WWF. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I like that as well. It's something very unique that you don't see a lot of people do, clearly.
Yeah. The end of this match comes a tornado kick by Ninja Mac for 2. He goes to the top, misses the Ninja Mom or the Phoenix Splash if you're nasty, and Ishimori gets the bone lock, then rolls through, picks him up, hits a bloody cross for the win.
This one felt very authoritative from Ishimori. It was almost like a reminder of, hey, I'm here. Boom. Look what I can do. I just took out a ninja. Yeah, I don't have much to add to this one. I just kind of enjoyed it. I don't feel that it went very long. Very, very short.
Yeah, no, it was actually it was only 7 minutes 23 seconds. It's not the shortest on the night, but it
I
wasn't
just felt
long.
it. It
Yeah,
felt it, which was
yeah.
fine. It was actually, it wasn't one of those ones where it was like a flash in the pan kind of thing. I could have done with a little bit more, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna move on. Are you good? We're good?
Yeah, yeah.
Moving on to
Yeah.
Mel's pick of the night. It's El Desperado versus Clark Connors. Connors bringing chairs with him, and he gives one to Despy, or tosses one to Despy, and they end up having a chair duel before the match.
Mm-hmm.
They start brawling. They end up. Connors hits Despy with a Jeep flip. They brawl into the crowd. They're brawling all around the place. He tosses Connors tosses a barricade at Desperado. Desperado ends up slamming Connor's face into chairs. Connor slams Desperado's face off the timekeeper table. They go in and out. They just keep fighting on the floor. They're using weapons blatantly in front of the ref, or Connors is.
Mm-hmm.
But the ref isn't seeming to do anything, which makes the end of this match all the more suspect, in my opinion. He hits a gore on the floor. They fight in and out throughout. Marty refusing to count pins in the ring at one point.
I mean, Red Shoes has done the same thing, though. Remember?
I'm not criticizing for it, but like he just watched him blatantly cheat, and he's like, "No, I'm not doing that."
Mm-hmm.
Desperado at one point goes for the Pinche Loco, but Connors reverses into a Rainmaker.
Right? What the fizzity-uck was that?
And they called it on commentary too. Then he follows up with a gore and gets 2. But I was just like, what? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. Don't get me wrong. Connors this mounts Desperado beating on him. The ref's trying to pull him off. He's shoving the ref away. He hits a no chaser, but he only gets 2. So this is where he gets back on top. He's mounting him, and then but this is where he actually full on just hits Marty, like full on punches him, setting him flying. And this is where the ref finally calls for the disqualification win. And I'm like, dude, you could have disqualified him like 2 minutes, into the match. Like,
did the 5 count? He gave him he had till 5. He counted him till 5, and then he was like, "No, you're not going to listen to me. Ring the bell."
But it didn't help that he literally punched Marty in the face, sending him flying atop it all, and then got DQ'd.
That was like the 3rd or 4th time it happened in the match. I mean, realistically, probably should have been done the first time, but
every other time he more or less shoved him. This time he full on hit him, like he full on back fisted him, right?
He eated him. I bet he's some Marty Asadi.
Oh yeah. So after the match, man, holy crap, he's going insane. He gores Marty Asami, then he gores a young lion. He has a no chaser to another young lion. He has, pardon?
Shoma.
Oh, Shoma, and then the other one.
Sorry, it was how do you say his name?
I don't even
Musashi? Murasashi?
Yeah, that guy.
He was the first one, and then Shomakato was the second.
I just called them all young lions till they graduate, except for Bolton, because he's very different.
Continue.
He then has the audacity to rip the mask off of Desperado.
Yeah.
The camera did a great job of staying behind Desperado the entire time, though, so we never actually see his face, except for there was a slight glimpse at one point, but it was very quick move away. But
Mm-hmm.
like they did a great job, and he gets Desperado to the floor, takes a piece of table that he had put Desperado through earlier in the match, and just breaks it over his head. And then he
Mm-hmm.
takes Desperado's mask and leaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No bueno.
No.
No bueno. Um, so let's see. Started with the gentleman's duel, as they were saying on commentary, with the chairs and into the crowd. Um, there's at one point where Connors kind of reversed a toss that Desperado was trying to do into the post. And just the way Desperado takes these bumps and sells, it looks so brutal, so bad. There was one point where they were pulling the mats up. It looked like they were gonna do suplexes or something to each other on them. Luckily, that was not the case, but Connors still hit like a body slam, they said on Desperado. Um, it wasn't on the plain floor, but those matting, I mean, the mats still look stiff. Don't
Mm.
lie. um, yeah, Connor's putting Desperado through the table with that power bomb. Holy heck, did that power bomb look assertive? Like he drove him right down on that. It was really cool. Um,
Mm.
this was the first time that Connor's got in Marty's face and started putting his hands on him because he refused to do the count. That was when Desperado made his big comeback. There was at one point where on the outside there, Desperado had the two chairs, and he pretty much did that solo concerto to
Mm.
Connor's face. What a delayed reaction on that. That was crazy because you see Connors take the hit and he kind of sits up shocked for a second. And then, like 3 or 4 seconds later, he suddenly starts losing his mind. I was like, whoa, that was a slow go on that one.
Mm.
For the better, though. I mean, could you imagine the flailing that would have ensued with a chair around his neck?
Mm.
Would that probably would have hurt himself further? Um, the Rainmaker was pretty freaking solid. And like he pulled it off really, really good too. That was a great lariat.
Mm.
Right. Yeah, Marty getting shoved and shoved and shoved. Connor's getting himself disqualified and spearing Marty. Poor Shomakato. I hope
Mm.
he's getting like something for taking like the absolute beating of his life on this tour. So it seems like every single night except for the 20th, he was a weapon for somebody. Specifically, usually Connors.
Well, he's getting valuable experience.
Yeah, we can pass it off as that. I also don't like the unmasking. It's very
Mm.
disrespectful, and it sucked because all of the young lions were, indisposed. So there was no one to offer a shirt to
Mm.
to cover until Tai Chi was able to kind of mosey his way on over to check on his former stablemate. I appreciated that he did that. He didn't
Yeah,
have
this
to do that.
yeah.
He's not his faction anymore. Desperado was kind of like on his own, kind of doing his own thing. So yeah, it was nice to see Tai Chi go out there and check on him.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all I got to say on this one. This was a great match. It sucked that it was a DQ ending, but I feel like this was like the first kind of weird ending that we've had in this one. I mean, there's been a lot of weird endings. We're we're closing this one off with a weird ending, but
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
it's
this was
it's
like the one weird thing that happened kind of thing. Like there's always that weird catastrophe that happens in these tournaments.
well, it's sometimes it's a time limit draw, which we
Mhm.
saw that's the best thing I felt about the G1 last year is that it was 20-minute matches. So like we got a couple time limit draws there. This shows
Mhm.
this tournament is 30, but like um it's the first non submission or pin finisher we have gotten in this tournament.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, this is the first one. So the DQ has happened. When do we get? So when do we get a 30-minute match? That's the other question. Yeah.
You know, I think the right time, the right people will give us that 30-minute match.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. We move on to my pick of the evening. As Mel picked Desperado on both nights, I picked TJP on both nights. It's TJP versus Blake Christian. Blake mockingly doing the United Empire symbol. I put the banner back up, by the way.
I
Um,
noticed that.
and but because they did team on the undercard a couple times, it was
Mhm.
him. It was TJP, Blake Christian, and Cal Newman teaming together. I think once or twice now. So it's interesting because he's just mocking at him because it's like, dude, like they did partner up. So
Mhm. I mean, he's all heat though.
yeah,
Any kind of cheap heat, and like it's not hard against TJP. TJP is very beloved in
mm,
Japan. So
yeah,
like I remember when he first turned and he was the public enemy and like United Empire was still a heel, considered a heel faction and not so more neutral as it is now.
hmm hmm
Remember? Everyone would be booing Will Ospreay of all people, but still cheering for TJP. Because how can you hate this guy?
you can't, you just
Exactly.
can't, you just can't. But
You
yeah,
just
so
can't.
TJP picking the leg gets Blake into the Romero special, and Eagles is having this like he Eagles is like cool with it. Like, he's like, yeah, like he's excited that his moves being that TJP's hitting as a move almost because I think it's because
Mhm.
he doesn't like Blake Christian at this point. He's more into it. I
That would
like
be
that.
fair.
Yeah, and then he gets him into a pin, but only gets two. Blake sending TJP to the floor, hits that Fosbury flop over the top, then flips off the crowd.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Such a dick.
So like they get back in, and Blake's been working on the shoulder, and TJP's like playing like his shoulders out of place, and he's like having to
Mm,
like, and the rest like stopping Blake, and he has to like put it back into place, and Blake picks him up, runs him shoulder first into the corner, which looked just rough. Then he has that
mhm,
back roll kick, double kick to the arms, and keeps working it over. He gets the body scissors and the hammer lock together. Then turns it into a pin for two. Then he starts biting the fingers of TJP. It's like, dude, you don't know where his fingers have been.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Was that when he made TJ do the bird and he started biting on his middle finger?
Yep.
Yeah, dick.
Yeah. Later in the match, Blake gets the flatliner to the arm and an armbar, but TJP reverses into a P. Noise stretch, but Blake gets to the ropes. Later in the match, TJP stops a springboard in and catches him on the shoulders, gets a detonation kick for two. I was super excited to see that. I love that movie. I just got to see one live this weekend by Soy Boy. That
Yes.
made me happy. Um, and Seguri by Blake Christian into the spinning back kick by TJP into a Blake Christian super kick, and they both go down. The just the great stuff that they're doing was so good. Um,
Mhm.
TJP stops the super kick into a final cut, but Blake reverses the running knee into a beautiful Spanish fly and hits that running curb stomp, but TJP kicks out at like that 2.9994. Like just so close. Um the so Blake goes for the 450, and TJP pulls a cutter out of nowhere. Looks so good. TJP hits the running knee, only gets two. He goes to the top, immediately hits the Mamba Splash for the win. And you know what this means? TJP can come over to the US and challenge for the GCW championship.
Yes. How cool would that be?
Yes.
That'd be awesome. Get some gold in the United Empire. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Let me get my notes. Probably need that. I really like the chain wrestling that these guys started with, keeping it on the mat for the first little bit. Shows off both of their skills there. And again, TJP, he's just kind of got this like perpetual bag of tricks that he can just pull stuff out. It's always endlessly surprising and fun and entertaining to watch his matches. The face wash by TJP initially denied by Blake Christian. I almost said the sin again. The face wash denied anyway the first time before that Romero special, but he was able to hit it not once but twice in succession later in the match, which I was excited about. There was this cute little thing. I say cute. It probably didn't feel too cute. Where TJP tried to do the shoulder gut thing through the ropes, I think it was the top and
Mhm.
middle rope. And Christian kind of cut him off and ended up doing like a little crossbody flippy thing on him. Looked really
Mhm.
freaking cool.
Mm.
Um, what else? What else? There's a flip through. Oh, there's like a flip through mule kick, is what I wrote down by TJP, where he kind of rolls through and throws back his two legs into
Yeah.
like a drop kicky kind of thing.
As he's doing like a
Really like,
as he's doing like a front flip, he kicks him and then completes the front flip, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I really like how that looks. It looks so good. Just the connection, the timing, everything was just perfection.
As far
Um,
again, I remember watching that movie with Jeff Hardy for years. He did that for years. It
it's
was
been a
probably
hot
done by
minute since
somebody
I've seen
before
it
him.
though.
Yeah, it's probably done by somebody before him. But like TJP, I essentially feel like it was Jeff Hardy's, then it went to TJP, and I just love that move.
So good. Very, very impressive. Um, the Tornado DDT by TJP was amazing. And that he can just pop it real quick. Just it's one of his out of nowhere kind of moves. I really like that. Yeah, and then again the face wash twice because the crowd asked for it. I think he seemed to be reacting to the crowd like he only seemed like he was gonna do one, and then he was kind of like reacted to the crowd like, oh, okay, I'll do it a second time, and it was great. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed this match. I do agree that maybe TJP should challenge for that title. It would be a great opportunity and great exposure for both companies.
I agree. I agree. So we go to our less than main event of the evening. Doki did a great, as best of a job as he could, but Show brings everything down. I'm sorry. Like they use a rolling trash bin at one point, like just
Twice,
twice in this match. I'm
twice.
just like,
I
yeah,
don't.
I don't know, this match. There's a lot of cheating from Show throughout. Yujiro rings the bell as Doki has the Doki Choki in. Um, and Doki lets go, thinking he won, right? But Yujiro comes in, ends up hit. Taichi comes in, but he hits Taichi with the stick. Yujiro misses Doki, gets sent out, but then Sho gets a low blow and schoolboy. This is where Sho runs Doki into the ref. He gets the wrench, but Doki comes back with the pipe.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought it was like, okay, good play there, good play. And he does get this this like pipe choke Widow's Peak in the match. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that
That
was pretty good.
probably didn't feel good at all.
No, Taichi Yujiro is back in the ring. Taichi comes in. Taichi kicks Yujiro in the balls and then follows it up with an axe bomber, and he drags Yujiro to the back. Yeah. Doki gets the daybreak, but Sho kicks out of that 2.9. Doki goes for suplex de la Luna, but Sho fights out of it. Sho kicks at the ribs, hits this punt kick to the ribs for 2. And then what confused me more than anything in this world, Sho finished this with a Drilla Killa. Like he got him up on his shoulder and brought him down into a Drilla Killa and got the
Oh, he
win.
didn't set up a shock arrow.
No, because he got him up onto his shoulder and just drove him down Drilla Killer style. And I was like,
Hmm.
and he gets the win, and I'm like,
You
okay.
know, I mean, we're gonna go ahead and say real recognize the real that Shock Arrow hasn't been doing it for him. The Driller Killer. Doing pretty good for Drilla Maloney.
Mm-hmm.
But that is definitely a bitch stole my move kind of situation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, let's hope that Drilla can remedy this situation, have a little tickety talk in the backstage area.
Like, I know that House of Torture is Bullet Club adjacent, but it doesn't mean you can be stealing people's moves.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them adjacent, but I agree.
Yeah. This main event, just, I don't know. I was having such a good time watching this show. 8 incredible matches, and then we got this, which Doki did as best as he could. I don't fault Doki at all, but like,
Mhm.
just show just this how. And Kanemaru, while he is cheating, he does it in a way that still keeps it entertaining. Where
He does it in a
shows
way that's really no different than what he's done in the past.
where shows is just outside bullshit is just ruining everything.
Shenanigans. There's too
Shenanigans.
many shenanigans. It's like because Evil and Ren Narita are not on this tour, they're doing the shenanigans. He's the
Mm-hmm.
shenanigans. And
Yep.
like the the face in this picture should tell you everything. The like over animation that he always does, it really does take away from his entertainment value. He's functioning right now at like a 15. I need him to bring it down to a 9, and he would be absolutely perfect. But it's this overness that he keeps doing, the over animation, he's over trying. He's appearing to try hard to be obnoxious. And it's working. But like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's also taking away from the credibility of him as a wrestler, from
Mm-hmm.
his title, which is what they're fighting for. It
Yeah.
is. It's
So we're
a
gonna move
huge
on and
situation.
we're gonna move on. We're gonna give you a points update before we get out of
Mhm.
here. So yeah, we're gonna start. I need to fix something here. Hold on. Do, 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 hold on.
Do, 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 do.
There we go. Fix it. Yeah. So we got the A block. Wait, did I have the wrong A block opened up right now? Shit. Bluey. There we go. Now I got the right A block. I opened the wrong one. Um,
Yay.
so right now on top you have Desperado and Teton on top with 10 points apiece. Then you have Blake Christian, Clark Connors, and Hayata all with 8 points each. Then you have Kevin Knight, Bushi, and TJP all with 6 points, who are all still in contention. Because again, if they all three can win their final 3 matches, or their final matches. Sorry, they only have fought 2 more. Yes, again, if
Oh,
they can
it looks
win
like
their final 2, and the leader there's only one person say that goes past 10, it could be a giant logjam for second place in the block. So again, like there's
mhm.
still people are still alive. Like this many people still alive. There's only what Kosei Fujita and Yoshinobu Kanemaru that are technically mathematically eliminated. I don't think Knight, Bushi, or TJP are getting into the finals. I would love TJP to do it, but
Mhm.
it's still mathematically possible with tiebreakers for them to get there.
Mhm. It
So
is true.
yeah.
It is true because if what TJP has to face Desperado. If
Mm-hmm.
he faces Desperado, Desperado can't really move forward unless he defeats Hayata.
Mm-hmm. Again, there's
Yeah.
again, like TJP can play spoiler to Desperado here, and then
Mhm.
and then like he has to get by and he can play spoiler to both Teton and Desperado. And if they both stay
Mhm.
at 10, he then has tiebreakers over both of them. So there is this last night kind of thing that these last couple nights are really going to play into, which I'm really looking forward to see this week.
Mhm.
As we're recording this, the first day is already done. The first
Mhm.
the show from the 26th is already done, and then there was a show also this morning on the 28th. So we'll be coming out with that in the
Ay, ay,
next few
ay.
days. But yeah, dude, I look forward to seeing how this tournament plays out. I really do.
Mhm. Right, yes, well.
Yeah, and then over in the B block, it is again still another very tight race. Like there are people eliminated because they get Dragon Dio with 0, Ninja Mac with 4, and Francesco Akira with 4 and he's out. They are all mathematically eliminated from this tournament. But with Robbie Eagles on top with 10, and you have one Kushida, Hamaruma Takahashi, Doki, Taiji Ishimori, Drilla Maloney, and Show. 6 people. Again, just like A Block. There again, and while the guys at 6 have a very unlikely chance in the A Block, everybody has an equal amount of shot at getting through to the finals, to being coming either first or second here. Like Robbie Eagles on top right now doesn't really mean much because he's got his forfeit, which he's going to be off on one of the upcoming nights. There's still 3 B block shows to go. But he's only got 2 more to go. But like, just it's insanity, man. Just how tight this final couple days are going to be with B block. It's crazy. Like, I have no idea. With either block who's going to be there.
Me neither. And that's what makes these tournaments so exciting, because you always have one block that is like this, that is just so gloriously chaotic that there's no hope in heck of you predicting what the finals are going to look like at this point in the game. I love it.
Yeah, and we get the set because we're gonna find. I'm gonna pull it up here quickly. I'm not gonna look at any results or anything. That's what I'm doing. Just look at the dates for days. So, okay, so you have you have the 26th and 28th still. Then you have the 31st and 30th and 31st. And then you have the June 3rd show, which is the semifinals, which will be the people. So we're going to know this coming Friday who's in the finals, or who's in the semifinals. And then the finals are on the 3rd of June. And then you have Dominion on the 9th of June, which the Super Juniors finals is going to be the main event of that show. It has been stated it will be the main event. It'll be the last match on the show. Like it over top the world heavyweight title. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting.
There's been years in the past where by this point it's down to like 4 guys in each block. But then the way they did this year, and I absolutely love it, man.
Yes. The way it's all setting up, it's still very exciting so late in the tournament. And like, unlike last year where we had a few shows that were just kind of like where we actually had difficulties trying to pick favorite matches because the shows were just kind of a little underwhelming. This year they have stepped up their game. We're excited. We're excited to be seeing these matches, except for Show. But yeah, otherwise this tournament has been super exciting and super fun to watch. And then isn't introduced us to these new talents like Hayata, like Blake Christian, like Ninja Mac, like Dragon Dia is so great. So great.
Yeah. Again, been an absolutely incredible tournament. I honestly, this is the best Super Juniors I've watched in a bunch of years. And again, if Hiromu goes and wins his 5th this year, I'm not going to be mad because this entire tournament has been so good. Do I see him winning? I doubt it because I don't think they're going to give it to him for a 5th time already, but you never know.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see because, like, who are his last 2 people? Robbie Eagles and who? I don't remember. What? Like, who are the last 2 people that Hiromu faces? Robbie Eagles and
Roma Takahashi still has Eagles, Ishimori, and Maloney.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's going to play spoiler to at least one of those guys in the run for the final. So, but yeah, it's Maloney still has 3. Maloney still got 3 because he actually he beat Akira early on, or he beat Akira to send him out of the tournament. Eagles has 2 left because he gets one of he's got a forfeit win to Akira, and then Ishimori. Ishimori still has 3 to go, but he actually lost to Akira in
Right, yeah.
his run. So like, yeah, because
Mhm.
he's still got Hiromu, Ishimori. So it's
Okay,
Hiromu,
cool.
yeah, Maloney and Show. So
Mhm.
again, it's gonna be interesting to see how this
Mhm.
all plays out and who spoils who. I'm looking forward to it.
I as well.
Yeah. But it's time for us to get out of here. We're an hour and 10 minutes into this thing. It's time to go home. You can find me on the X at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre M. Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find us over at SundayNightsMainEvent.com in audio form. I want to thank them for being good partners to us and putting all our shows up over there. Check them out at SundayNightsMainEvent.com. Hit that RSS feed. Put it into your podcast catcher of choice. If you want some shows with no ads and extra content, go to patreon.com/SNME radio for only $4 American per month. You can get all that content over there. I want to give a shout out to our friends over at our local establishment. As this comes out on Wednesday morning, I will be over there on Wednesday night talking Marvel with my other tag team partner, Ol Ed, doing Marvel Talk, talking about doing MCU Rebound on Marvel Talk, talking Thor the Dark World. So check them out at twitch.tv/our local establishment. Also on YouTube at youtube.com/at our local establishment. We'll be on there 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday night, and we'll be replays going up on the channels. I want to give one more big shout out to our boy Mike the Ref over at Backbreaker Video for simulcasting all of our content. If you want to see him live, though, go to his Twitch at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. You can see his AEW watch alongs every Wednesday, Saturday, and pay-per-view Sunday. You can also find him playing video games the rest of the week. And if you want to see replays of his gaming content, go to youtube.com/at backbreaker_gaming, where you can find content from him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules right there, and their freaking guest, Kayla J.
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J here.
Yes, we do. Melball, where can they find
Mhm.
you?
If you're wanting to follow on Melball, you can find her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can find her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on our local establishment's programming, Japanese Wrestling Update with this guy at our local establishment at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless it's not. And then we'll let you know. We usually do live shows, but this Friday will be a pre-recorded show because we will be attending the LPW show where we'll be seeing the original Senior Fringe, unless he's not wearing fringe, Rice Isaacs, as well as who?
We have
Bussy.
Bussy will be there. It's Effie and I just met her. Why is my brain not working? I'm
The
tired.
pretty one who's going to be in the scramble.
And then Alexa. I was trying to think of Effie's partner, but yes, Alexia
Forget.
Nicole from the Ontario independent wrestling scene will be joining us in the scramble match, and I'm so excited to see her again. Well, to see her wrestle for the first time and to get to meet her again.
Mm. Alley Catch is who you were thinking of, sir. I just
That's
noticed we
right.
have our Chop Talk logo open.
Oh, I've had the Chop Talk thing on this whole time. I'm bad at my job.
So, you can also find me at Asher Pizarro's YouTube channel where we do our show Ladies Wrestling Showcase, a show all about the ladies. We have some stuff we need to talk about because sounds like there's some stuff going down on NXT that needs to be talked about. Stay tuned to our socials to see when that is happening. If you're wanting to watch New Japan Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box down below. It is njpwworld.com. It is 999 yen, or approximately 10 Canadian. Shout out Sean Spears, but it's more like 750. Still an amazing price to watch some amazing professional wrestling. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I want to say sorry for having the wrong background up the entire show. I apologize. And also want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here, whether you're listening audio form on Sunday night's main event, for tuning it in. Please like the podcast, give us a 5-star review. We really would appreciate it. And if you are on the YouTubes, whether it's Andre Melball Wrestling Talk, whether it's Backbreaker Video, thank you so very much. Touchdown. Please give us a like. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Please share us out to all your friends, family, and all the great and wonderful people you have in your life. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello, but not at this hour.
Yeah, it's late.
Yeah.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.